I've been living in Japan for 9 months now, so 3 more to go. Newest additions from our recent prefecture hunts. So, since I've been living here for so long, I'd like to go through what I discovered in the past month, or what I did wrong and you pointed out was correct, or maybe any questions you might have that I forgot to mention in the video itself. Like, did Muram make an explanation of renting a car in Japan as a foreigner? If not, would be greatly appreciated. I haven't, but it's honestly nothing different than doing it anywhere else in the world. For the most part, I use a company called Nippon Rent-A-Car, and you can approach renting a car in 2 different ways, either fill everything out online or go on the spot and fill stuff there. Usually a 5-minute ordeal, unless they're very thorough, then it's like 15 minutes, depends which kind of a salesperson you get, but I wouldn't say I've ever had really any troubles with it, because even if they don't speak English, all of them have like this little machine where they just push a button, speak into it, and then it translates it for you. The only actual difference I've noticed, or why you'd want to have a local driver's license, is that the specific rental place that I go to has a 10% discount if you do have a local driver's license, which in the long run adds up. And also, if you have a local driver's license, it's much easier to sign up to websites. Like, you insert your stuff once, and then in any future time you want to rent a car, it's just one button instead of filling everything out all over again, which I discovered like halfway through it, and it's going to take a full day to convert my driver's license into the current one, because it needs to be translated, it costs money. So since we've already gone to most prefectures, I just didn't see it being worthwhile investing a full day into it. Though in the future, you know, if you did it for a whole year, I guess it would be recommended. You forgot to do a spider check in that room. Yes, Japan does have quite a lot of spiders, especially if you go outside of Tokyo. So if you go into a hotel room, sometimes they do end up being on the other side of the window, you know? So you have to do a spider check. But that being said, I haven't done a spider check here. Okay, so with this one video, I realized how little Japanese I actually know. Because usually at this point, I can kind of mostly handle every situation, because you can use your body language, you can talk simply. But since at that point we had to do a call, because we locked our car into a parking lot, which was closed, and it wasn't going to open up until the next day, we kind of still wanted to ask if there's any way to open it temporarily, because it had been closed for like 15 or 20 minutes at that point. So we were hoping to maybe get somebody back if possible, and calling them with us not being able to speak Japanese and them not being able to speak English was really humbling, because it was really hard to understand what's going on, especially since they kept saying 8, which was really confusing, because it was 7:20. And did they mean they were going to be there at 8 to open it up? Which I don't think so, because they weren't going to open it that day. But also the next day it opens at 7 a.m., not 8 a.m. So it was overall a very confusing thing. Just shows how little Japanese I know. Have you ever forgot a camera somewhere and actually didn't bother to get it back? What? Like, I understand being rich and not caring about your devices. Like, okay, if you have so much wealth that you buy a $1,000, $2,000 camera and then just don't care about it, like, oh, you lost your watch. I mean, okay, it happens, and you don't care about going back because you make more money in the time span that would take you to go back. But there's footage there. If you record a daily vlog and then you just don't, like, are you not? The camera is the least important part here. It's just the footage. How would you get the footage? So answer is no. Do you edit alcohol-related ones being drunk? Yes, and I hated it. I used to like it, kind of, because, you know, like with programmers, having a slight buzz helps you with editing or the workflow or getting immersed, but it doesn't really help you if it's 1 a.m., you want to go to bed and you're really sloshed. So after like the second time I did it, I just started getting really annoyed. So I just tried to not drink that much. Chat, is the cover charge per person or group / table? So usually cover charge in Japan, if you go to a restaurant or a bar, they might have a cover charge. It's kind of like a tip in America, but it's a specific amount, like 500 to 1,000 yen. In most cases, you also get something on the table, like little peanuts, sweets, but it doesn't really matter. And it's always per person. At least it hasn't been per table this far. I've had weird luck in Tokushima as well. Doesn't stop me from going back though. The whirlpools are kind of fun if you can get there at the right time. So this was the time we wanted to see Naruto whirlpools, which seemed pretty cool. And then the next day we went to another prefecture where I should warn you that the wine bridge was incredibly underwhelming. which really shows the duality of human beings, because the next comment is, Muran-chan, I'm living in Shikoku. Check out the Kazurabashi Wine Bridge in Tokushima. It's an old-ass wine bridge, so it's pretty cool. As always, the answer lies between the two extreme ends, which is, it's okay. There's no point in going there just for the bridge alone, but I mean, if you already happen to be there, it's a cool bridge. Definitely not something you'd want to drive like hours out of your way to visit, because it's pretty touristy. And it's cool, just why though? It's a bridge. Between this and Wacky Weekend, I'm starting to think there's no good hotel in Shikoku Island. It depends on how much you're willing to pay, as most of the hotels we go to are around $40 to $80 per room, but there's definitely better rooms, you just have to pay more, and you can get like a luxury treatment for a couple $100 where breakfast is included, you'll get like a private onsen, but it's really gonna add up if you try to visit every single prefecture in a year. We do tend to spend very little time in the hotels, as we arrive at like 9-10 p.m. I edit my vlog there, and then the next morning we wake up and just head out, so there's really no point in getting the best stuff as well. Can't you just buy more internet online for your phone? So I ran out of data on my mobile phone, which has a 30 GB limit. I use SoftBank, and the fun thing is I have the highest deal, which is 30 GB per month, but you can't buy any more. I ran into the limit, I asked them, can I get more? They said no. So the alternative was getting an eSIM, which is pretty easy. They were slightly more expensive, I think, but they worked very well. Just the connection was slightly worse than the SoftBank one I have. Also, I bought this thing thinking it was a SIM card from a convenience store. Turns out this is not a SIM card. This is something data you add onto your SIM card. So if any one of you has AU, whatever, I have 5 GB for you. Just let me know in the comments if you need it. I can give you the code, because I have literally no use for it, because it only uses with the AU SIM cards. That was an absolute waste of money. It was pretty expensive. It's not worth it at all. This isn't quite related to the video, but I've been watching most of your videos since you moved to Japan. I keep wondering, why do you not have more views on the videos? You make well-edited and charming daily vlogs, but your view count still is not high for the work. If you had to start doing this like 2018, I reckon you'll be getting 100k per view. So I'm confused why your channel isn't growing that fast. I mean, the answer is pretty simple. We are not in 2018, or I guess 2018 is even pretty late for that. We're not in 2014, because vlogs used to be a main genre of content. Now they're more of a niche. Nobody really cares about vlog or your personal experiences, because it's kind of boring. It's like sitting down with your family and they're showing off, like, I don't know if it used to be like little kids and they're showing off like slideshows of where they went to travel, and it's like, cool, but who actually cares? Sure, it has an audience, but it's just not that big. And if you want to make something that actually sticks or that gets more views, you have to go to a more YouTube-centric route. You want to make entertainment rather than vlogs. I've seen quite a lot of people do vlogs. Like, I've seen immaculate vlogs, like really cinematic, great looking ones, but they don't have much views. And even if you take like one of, I guess, the biggest examples, who is Casey Neistat, yes, he has the name of vlogs as his video series, but he's not really doing vlogs. He's telling stories. It's just telling very cool and interesting stories. It's not vlogging about his daily life. It has to have a good start, middle, end, payoff, whatever. But if you're doing normal vlogs, which is just literally vlogging your daily life, it doesn't have it, because you're living an average life. And even, let's say in 2018, I don't think my videos would be getting that many views, because the idea isn't here. I'm also not trying to make the videos the best for the viewers, because I'm trying to enjoy the things I'm doing here. The stuff that Casey did to make his videos work is very intense, and I'm not even close to his level of intensity yet, and I don't even know if I want to be. But yeah, I guess it all just comes down to the fact that be entertaining, make good content. Vlogs, not good content, not that entertaining. Some of you might like it, I'm sure, but for the majority of the people, they're kind of boring, and it's understandable. Take two of asking Muran for a special onsen bath video. You already have it. Hello Muran, I have a question. I was wondering if since being in Japan for this long, if you have noticed any changes in your skin. What? I would imagine you are using different skincare products, so I'd be curious if you have noticed or felt anything change since you've been in Japan. Thank you. Well, to your surprise, I have not changed my skincare products, which is water. Wash myself every day. That's it. I mean, the only thing I've noticed differently is that my skin has gotten a bit more brown because of the sun, but that just means, because I literally go out to the sun every single day while I used to be at home every single day previously. So other than getting a tan, no actual difference, like 0. How many Mudan Hole cards have you got in total now? Enough to take down your measly little card hole deck. So I think like 40 something. Please don't put this island any more on the radar of the world than it already is. I loved my time there, and its hidden gem feeling makes it such a pleasure to explore and enjoy. So they're talking about the Shikoku Island, the art island in Shikoku, which I hate to break it to you, but the moment we arrived, it was one of the most touristy places I've been to. Because you can literally rent bicycles there and just tour around the entire island for a day. And yeah, I'd say 80-90% of the people we saw were just tourists. I'm pretty sure the point of the island is to be friendly for the tourists. Like, they want tourists to go there because that's their main business and the way they make money. So if you want something to grow, you want money to go in there rather than going bankrupt because people aren't visiting it. Maybe? I don't know. How are those Vessi shoes holding up? I remember in your initial view you said you weren't impressed. Yes. Like I said initially, I think the shoes are pretty good. That's why I wear them every single day, but these things are not gonna last me past Japan. They're slightly breaking, they're damaged, they're dirty. You can't get the shit out of it. They're decent shoes, but only if you had to pay like $30 to $40 for them. Anything above that is not worth it. Hey Mudan, has it cooled down enough for you to wear the salaryman outfit again? I think you have the wrong idea, because the salaryman outfit was like the best outfit to wear when it's hot. Because it's so airy, you're like wearing nothing. It is made from the same material as workout clothes are. So you literally can't sweat in them. It doesn't retain sweat. So I feel like, if anything, it's gotten too cold for it. I now need heat tech. To achieve your goal of not eating late, you might need to at least loosely schedule your meals. Basically, if you eat lunch too late, you might feel hungry enough to eat your... So I made some goals for myself, what I want to do on a daily basis, like go to bed at normal time, stop eating at 10 p.m, just to have better sleep, etc. And it's going as well as I pretty much expected. The notes are there, so since my monitors are here, I just never end up looking at them. And for the most part, I do tend to stop eating at 10, but the problem arises when I need to work past 10, and eating is one of the easiest ways to stay awake. It's going. Also, as I mentioned, I'm currently reading 20th Century Boys. Chapter 1 started off pretty slowly, a bit boring. Chapter 2 getting interesting. Currently I'm in chapter 3, which is already picking up quite a lot, and I think since there's like 20 chapters, how are they going on for so long? It's gonna be intense. I'm actually looking forward to reading it, because I know it's supposed to be one of the greatest manga of all time. Also, Dave45 asking wanted to host a huge Battle Royale IRL. Explain to me below this video, what do you mean by that? What do you actually mean? What is huge Battle Royale IRL? You've been asking for it. What do you mean by that? I asked you before. What? Hello, just watched 2 last episodes back to back, and I have a question in mind. Do you ever forget your camera when filming a video and just going for 20 to 30 minutes without realizing it? What if you are drunk and just forget your camera in the most forgettable spot? It has actually happened. So for the most part, if I'm using my big camera, which I'm using right now, I don't really tend to forget it that much because it's huge and it's like my gun, it's always with me. Sometimes it does happen where I think I press start to start recording and it actually does dun-dun-dun-dun and stops recording. I'm like, wait, when did I turn it on? Oh God. So since the buttons are a bit sticky or they don't work that like 100% of the time, it has happened. The main camera I've never forgotten because it's huge. I always speak directly to it, or like I put it down with purpose. I don't just leave it to places, so never an issue with that. But I have actually forgotten my GoPro one time, which I also captured in camera. I left it. It's not even a very normal spot. It was literally at a sushi place on top of the tea dispenser to get like normal shots. And I guess since it's so small, I just forgot about it and we left. And then later at the night, when I wanted the footage from it, I was like, wait, where is it? And yeah, in the footage, you can see the workers being quite interested in like, what is this? But I did get it back the very next day, and I wasn't even scared for once that it's actually gone forever, because it's Japan. I could have left it there for a month, and I'm pretty sure I could have gotten it back without any issues. Is that the new color Kindle? Mini review next vlog, please. No, this is Kobo. I did some preliminary research on different ebooks, and I didn't really find anything that would make something specifically work. The reason I picked this is because it has color. I thought color is neat, why not have it? I don't really care about any other features other than reading. And when I went to, I think, big camera, I looked through different ones and ended up going with this again. Because it's just nice. It's very slim. It fits in my bag without any issues. It's small. That's the only downside. I wish it would be a bit bigger. Like literally like 1, maximum 2 inches bigger. Because at some points in the manga, the text is slightly too small. Especially if it has like 2 pages up at once to show the big picture. Then I have to zoom in, which is annoying, but other than that, it's really good. The problem is the next step, to get a bigger one, that is like much bigger, and that wouldn't really fit into my bag that easily. So I'd rather have this. I have no gripes with this, battery is good. Oh, I'm at chapter 4 already. 91% done. Sick. Just out of curiosity, new drip when? Loving the daily videos though. You know, that's the most disappointing thing about this month. I did a special month and none of you noticed. I don't think I had a single comment on this subject. For this entire month, I was wearing literally the same white shirt and black pants. And none of you commented about this. That's crazy. Like sometimes I wear the same shirt like 2 times in a row and you're like, whoa, oh, it's recorded the same day. He pre-recorded it. And now it's like the one entire month of just the white shirt and it's like, oh, yeah, seems legit. The dessert is delicious looking, but the pronunciation is still indigestion hearing. Please. Macaron, not Macron, le président français. Okay, my fault. I said Macron for the dessert. I will call it macaroni in the future. I just thought macaronis are like pasta. Question for your monthly review. Is there a reason why you write October with 2 O's or 3 O's depending on how you count? Yes, I write the monthly review stuff in Estonian because I thought, why not? I mean, it's not like you're not going to understand if I say it's slightly different. It's not like ananas versus pineapple. It's pretty much the same word, just slightly different for, to be more specific, for Estonian. You said you can film anymore in the Lost bar. Does this apply to every day or just this once? It is counterintuitive for a YouTuber's bar to ban filming inside. Okay, this was a bit of my fault. I don't know why I added it in the vlog. It's more like I just added it as an offhand remark because it's a daily thing, you know, I wasn't thinking about it. I know they have a VIP room that you have to book to like film in there, but my understanding, which probably was false, is that you could film in the main area as well. But I guess the main things apply, you know, don't film other clients there, etc. And from what I heard, there might have been a couple iffy guests who really abused that thing. So now there's like a no film policy. It's just that the previous times where I went there, I could film like the drinks or the scenery if nobody was there. This time I was just outright told I couldn't film there. And I didn't even really plan on filming there, I just had the camera in my hand. So to me it was just a bizarre occurrence rather than, you know, trying to put the bar down or anything. Hello Muran, how are you feeling now that there are less than 100 days left? I feel no different than when there was 300 days left. Every day is an adventure and I'm glad to be living it. Random thought I had, about how much do you film that doesn't make it into these videos? About a rough estimate of low to high end would be nice. Ooh, that's interesting. I'd say 90% ends up making into the videos because anytime I talk, unless I really fumble or feel like it doesn't fit, it gets put into the video. There are some stuff that I cut out if it's maybe too mean or misinformative or just boring, but those are more of our rarities. And the majority of the stuff I cut out is B-roll. Like if I go to a place, instead of showing a lot of it, like maybe I filmed 20 shots, I don't want to show you 20 shots of B-roll back-to-back, so that's just boring. There's no personality, there's no story behind B-roll, it's just B-roll. You want to have B-roll in your videos to like maybe introduce a location or give you a better understanding of it, but having like more than 3 to 5 clips in there just feels slow and lazy to me. So that's the main thing that's usually being cut out. I know at the beginning, I was even worse with cutting out stuff because I had, when I went to places, I had stories in mind or explanations, and I would literally cut out sometimes the most important parts of the explanations. And then I'd have people in the comments saying, like, correcting me or saying stuff like, why didn't I do it like that or say like that, even though in the video I said it. And that kind of annoyed me, so now I'm keeping those in as well, even if they are boring. Hey Muran, that white sweater looks like it's really nice. Where did you get it? It's a mini drip check. Uniqlo. There's Uniqlo nearby. They make pretty good clothes at decent prices. This is where I got all the white shit. One look from your thumbnail and I knew you went to Biwako Valley. Around $30 just for the ropeway is honestly a tad expensive. Like, holy shit, yes it was. It's $30 to go up, wait, okay, it's 3,000 yen, which is like $22 to go up and down. but my god, it was an exhilarating ride. Like, I understand why it's so expensive, because it was huge and it went so fast. It is, I would say, on par with some of the Disneyland rides. Like, that's how fast and how scarily it moves. And there's also quite a lot of interesting things to do up there. Man, I don't know. Afterwards, we went to the Dinosaur Museum, which was only 600 or 800 yen. And that was, like, overall a much better experience. Or going to the Aerospace Museum, which was also like much cheaper. Like, all of these cool museums are so cheap, and then the ropeway was so expensive. But I mean, I guess it makes sense. Is Okafe a 10 like 10 in like the best in Japan or the best in general? Okafe is a 10 out of 10 in general. I haven't had anything better than that. Like I mentioned in the vlog, I would only go to Kyoto just for Okafe. I don't care about anything else in Kyoto. And some of you might say, oh, there's better stuff in Tokyo or whatever. Again, coffee is very subjective. Taste-wise, Okafe I felt is the best I've had here. Even though I've gone to like most of the coffee chains here and even specialty coffee places or mom and pop shops, I've had a lot of coffee here, let's just say that. And Okafe has been the best. With the caveat being, do not wait for coffee. I went to Bongen Coffee, it was an hour-long wait. Not worth it. No matter how good the coffee is, not worth it. If Okafe had more than a 10-minute wait line, it would not be worth it. I would rather go to 7-Eleven and have instant coffee there than get quality coffee that I have to wait more than 10 minutes in line for. It is dumb. Waiting in line for coffee is absolutely dumb. Have you tried all of the convenience coffees? Yes! I thought about maybe doing like a review or a tier list, but again, it's not that interesting to do one. So, okay, quick tier list right now. 7-Eleven, the best. I always like it. Both ice and hot. Below it, Family Mart. Almost the same taste, maybe slightly lower, but I'd say it's on par with 7-Eleven. Then Lawson. Taste, like 1 point lower than the previous two, but the iced coffee is kind of sketchy because in both Family Mart and 7-Eleven, you have the iced coffee cups where inside the cup there's ice and then you just fill it up yourself. You get the ice cups from the fridge. But in Lawson, they take a normal cup and they put ice on it behind the counter. So that's like an extra step from the workers, which I'm not a fan of because I like things to be more sterile. And then I went to a mini mart, which is horrible. Stuff out of nightmares. I only drink latte. I don't like black coffee. Black coffee is ew. And when I asked for a latte, they were like, okay, hold on a minute. Went to the back of the room, like, I don't know what they were doing there, came back with a cup that was half filled with milk. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. And you know, okay, I was like, I want my coffee, fine, whatever. So I put it on the coffee machine, put some coffee in there. I originally thought maybe the milk machine wasn't working, that's why they handed me the milk like inside the cup already poured. But no, the machine just doesn't have milk. So I'm not sure if Minimart doesn't have latte in general or what's going on, but yeah, I drank it and it was horrible. It was probably the worst coffee I've had in my life. I couldn't get past 2 sips and I had to throw it away. It looked horrible, it tasted horrible, Minimart, not good. I'm not trying to be rude, but do you plan the bits, or do you just look at 5 seconds of news broadcast and the light bulb turns on? So in most cases, if I have a theme in mind, like I want to make a game show or a news show, whatever, that is planned in ahead. I look at different things to give me inspirations. Like the previous day before that, I just ripped off PewDiePie. The news day, I ripped off Dan Toomey, like a lot of you pointed out very well. And it's kind of like a learning experience, just trying out different techniques, different styles to maybe like see how they would approach the videos differently, so that would also help you widen your perspective on how to make videos yourself. Again, it's fine to try it out, to test it out. I'm not doing this as a job. It's not like if I were to take PewDiePie style and just did it in every single video, I see that as theft. That's weird. Don't just steal somebody else's idea, but just to do them as a way to experiment, just see how things are. That's a-okay. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. Just do that. Just take somebody's idea, fuck it, do it 1-to-1, but like do it just a couple times max, you know, and then move on. Implement it with your own style. And in terms of the news broadcast, that was actually quite a bit scripted, since I had to already plan what I filmed in the morning to go together with the stuff that I'm gonna film later that night. So I had most of the story beats in plan, and then I just filmed the locations on the spot and narrated whatever I found out over it. But in most cases, the bits come within like, a minute or two. If you could sell your fingers the first going for $10,000 and the amount would multiply by 10 for each extra finger, how many would you sell? So you're saying one finger is 10, and if I sell 2, then I'll get 100,000. The third one would be like, what, 100 million? 10 million? I must say none, because I feel like they're more important. If you're making a livable wage, sacrificing a finger seems like too much. I don't know if there are any viewers who have lost fingers in accidents or whatever. How much has it affected your day-to-day life? Like, do you get used to it? Because I know if you... people think if you lose any of your limbs, you will be depressed for the rest of your life or whatever. And while that could be true initially, researchers have shown that after a couple of months, your mindset switches, so you get used to it, and then that becomes your baseline. Kind of same with money, you know, after a certain amount of income, you stop caring about money, so getting any more money doesn't make you any more happier. Answer being, no, I would not sell any of my fingers. I just feel like it would have been too much of a handicap for myself. Can you give a Muran 2-week itinerary for visiting Japan for the first time after your extensive time there? Goddamn, I cannot read. Sure. Do you care about nature and historical places? Go to Osaka, then you can go to Nara, Kyoto, Kobe. But personally, if you've never been to Japan, just come to Tokyo, take one hotel in the middle of Tokyo. That's it, just stay here for 2 weeks, only in Tokyo, only in the middle, because every region of Tokyo is so different, and you'll have so much to do that you can't even finish doing everything inside Tokyo. So if you want to just have fun activities, you want to look around, want to get the culture, you can't even look historical buildings inside Tokyo. There's no point in going outside of Tokyo because you're wasting your time on traveling. You have to take all your bags with you. It's just a complete hassle. And in terms of what to do inside Tokyo, my man, just look at 100 things to do in Tokyo. Do the most touristy things. There's a reason why touristy things are touristy. Because they're fun, because they're big, because they're the most amazing things to see here. Just pick your favorites, because you're not gonna do everything in that list. I cannot give the perfect itinerary because you're not me. We do not have the same ideas in mind. Like some of you might like playing crane games. I don't care about them, so I wouldn't suggest them, even though some of you might like it. Or maybe some of you don't want to get your dirty little grippers out and put them in the public waters. I have no opinions on it, but I still did it. Would I put it in the itinerary? Sure, because it's like a very interesting thing to do. Is it fun? Next question. How is it to live in Japan with no Japanese? I don't know. Yeah, you tell me. Haha. Daijoubu. One the best and one of the worst experiences you had in Japan so far? Oh, that's hard. I think I've had so many experiences that it's really hard to currently think of everything. I would say one of the best experiences would be either going to, again, might be a recency bias, but the Scarecrow Village. Because it was so wholesome, so haunting, so cinematic, so aesthetic. Like, there were so many emotions going through me at once. And that was definitely one of the more memorable things here. Or going to a local bar, like Public House Zen, discovering a local bar, that's so fun. Or one of my first times actually going through the streets of Ginza and just discovering a wine bar because we wanted to have some wine. These just, land the most for me as being the most nostalgic. But again, just going on Skytree, looking down on everything, that is insane. That is also one of the core memories. It's like out of Akira, just see everything from top down. Or I don't know, even riding a rickshaw, like the most basic touristy thing. It's cool because then you talk with the local people, they explain stuff, and it's all relative, I guess. Worst experiences? Going to a restaurant and then they're saying that they're full. And you can't go in there, and then you go outside, and then you discover that, oh, you can reserve it online, and they're not full at all, and then you go inside and see that on their tablet that they actually have 2 rooms reserved out of 10, and then it's just awkward all around. There's probably more worse experiences that I'm just blocking out right now. I don't care. Will you miss being in Japan, or are you already homesick? Neither, because I'm taking a day at a time, and I don't have time to think about anything else, which is a good thing and a bad thing. So I haven't felt homesickness even once, but I also haven't stopped to think about anything even once. Do you play Pokemon Go? I used to, not anymore. What is the craziest Pokemon you've caught? I honestly don't know. I think they had Pikachu collabs where Pikachu had different hats, so I just tried to get all of those. Other than that, I don't think there was anything that crazy. I'm pretty sure I got all of Gen 1 or something. Great opening. I hope this isn't taken as destructive criticism, but coherence is probably one of the last things that comes to mind when thinking about a lot of these daily videos. This is a video about me talking about time and making everything coherent. Like you don't have enough time to make videos interesting or put effects in there and also have a story going. Hopefully if there's a cool idea or place or whatever it may be, despite not being a good fit for the coherence of the video, may show as well. So the thing with story and coherence is like with CGI. If it's good CGI, you don't notice it. You only notice bad CGI. So in terms of YouTube, if you make videos, you don't notice goodly paced videos. You just think, oh, this was a good video. You don't notice that, oh, how were the cuts made themselves? Like literally cuts between people, between scenes. That's not what you notice. But if it's done weirdly, then suddenly it becomes a problem because it's jarring, it's weird. So even though my videos might not feel coherent, they do have a plot going through them, kind of like a structure. All of them have transitions from one place to another, and it's pretty easy to do. But if I lost all coherence, they would look like this. And I'm pretty sure it would not do well, or it would not be that good to look at. Hello Mudan, at around 3:14 you talk about how there's a ton of things you want to add to daily vlogs but are too lazy to do so. Will you talk about them more in your monthly recap, please? Like some jokes, skits, shots? No, because I literally forget what I did that day when the day is over. So if I have any interesting ideas, I might remember them for like 1-2 days max. So unless I write them down, I have no idea what is missed. What spice level did I get? So I went to cocoa curry. It was kind of underwhelming. I got spice level 4, and I don't know. I think curry and spices aren't for me because the higher the spice gets, the more it starts not tasting good. I just don't like the spice. I feel like it takes away from the enjoyment of food. Maybe my taste buds are too sensitive or something, but the food just starts tasting worse the spicier it gets. Like, I could handle spice level 4, I would say that was my max, but it just didn't taste that great. I feel like I would have enjoyed it much more at spice level 2. Mudanpoo, don't call me that. Have you thought about taking a week off to create a bigger video for a week? Yes, but the goal is one video every single day. No days off. It's a slippery slope and that's not gonna happen. I'm hurt by how you mix the curry and the rice. Okay, question. Are you not supposed to mix the curry? Because originally I didn't mix the curry and the rice. I just ate it as is. It just took a long while to get colder. And then I saw somebody mix it and I was like, oh, is that how you're supposed to do? So now, this is the second time in cocoa curry for me, by the way. I actually mixed it and this seems to be an issue. So let me know in the comments, are you supposed to mix the curry? Or what is the optimal way of eating it? Oh, also, thank you. I went to Public House Zen and finally got your chocolates. These are good chocolates. I like this. They're from Whittaker's, New Zealand. I fuck with this. Thank you for sending me these. I'm gonna put them to a good use in my belly. So that's been all for this month's recap. Did we learn anything? No clue. Probably not. But I'll see you in tomorrow's vlog.